So could you comment this year's selection focus on Finland animation? What do you expect of it?
Well, I think for me it's a very good selection, very, lots of films, also from the early age of the Finnish animation. That's important because I think they are not so much known internationally, so it's really nice that they are with this festival now, and I find it quite a good selection.
I think the main idea with the selection, the nice thing is that it's quite broad, as Eija said, so that you can see the different types, different historical layers, different style, different techniques, different filmmakers. So that's the variety and broadness, I think, is the main point of the selection.
Could you briefly and roughly tell us about history of animated film in Finland? Just briefly.
It's easy to tell it short because it is rather short. So first of all, it was very individual. There were some individual artists, filmmakers, more experimental, doing more or less their home. We didn't have any commercial studios. In the 60s there was an attempt to start a commercial studio that they were making for advertisement, commercial work to be screened in the beginning of films in cinemas. And that went with this kind of style. Let's say in the 70s there was a beginning of doing some animated films for children, more or less.
It was quite active in the
70s. Quite
yes.
active especially with cut-out techniques, cutting small pieces of paper and moving these ones. And then in 80s, a little bit more activated, even some people doing work together instead of the individual work that was done before. And then in early 90s we can say that there was some kind of boom beginning. In 1994 the Turku Animation School was established, and since that we have had educated animators too. And then of course the landscape is completely different when you have people who are really educated for animation. Before late 90s we didn't have.
I must say that when we started in 94, everybody was amazed that how come you have this crazy idea to train animators in Finland? They have no jobs, and because there was actually no field industry, but we still did that, and now, as Heikki says, the whole scenery has changed a lot. And I think nobody ever thinks it was a crazy idea, so we win in that sense. For me, I have noticed that quite many graduated students, those who now work on the field, they tend to like the puppet animation somehow. I don't know why, because it's quite demanding, not get financed and anything. There are lots of good puppet animators, and they are interested on this technique. Of course, there are others also, but for me, it's quite hard to find any.
I think the trend is variety. This is what I think. The variety of everything: topics, techniques, filmmakers. They do whatever they want because animation is seen as a form of art. So it's not so industrial. It's not so tied with economic realities in a field of art. So that means that there is quite a big variety. And if this is a trend, it is a trend.
Yeah, maybe.
Your recommendation, what shouldn't we miss at Focus on Finland? Do you recommend us anything especially?
Well, if thinking the internationally best known filmmaker from Finland, I think without doubt is Katarina Lilqvist, who is here as a jury member. And even though it's not officially part of the Finnish retrospective, there is one screening of her films. So this is, when speaking about individual filmmakers, so she's the most prolific Finnish filmmakers. But also there are some other well-known filmmakers who have individual films in the retrospectives.
Because Katarina is it's good to see all her films and find out her way of thinking as an artist, and it's really good to see them all. But as Heikki said, in many screenings there are really beautiful films which I recommend.
Thank you.